Here we are, Trusted System Podcast, episode 12. Ladies and gentlemen.
You're who?
I'm Phil.
I'm Seamus.
I'm Sparno.
I always forget that part. And we just had another
Great week.
huge
boom, boom, boom.
some fireworks.
Fireworks.
Boom, boom, boom.
It was a great week.
Oh, man.
2 in a row.
It's getting so
Three in a
easy
row.
now at this point.
Oh, well, I think the week before last wasn't. Oh, no, it was great.
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, this was our first week of all time that our show picks were worse than our off-the-show picks.
Wow.
Which is okay because I told you guys starting in late October that you should be taking all of our picks, and hopefully you are. I know a lot of you that watch the show, you're taking all of our picks now. I see you in the DMs. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
That's good.
We also said, I said that, I think it was a month ago, or like, when we realized that our show picks were so great and our off-the-show picks weren't that great, that we were going to work on it.
Yeah.
And
They
we
kind
really...
of flipped now.
Yeah, because man, this is like, I mean, we all have our lives to get on with and our jobs and stuff, and I'm putting as much time into this as possible, and it's obviously paying off.
So we went 4-5 on the show last week. We went 22-12 off the show last week. And college football 13-7. Piss off everyone who says college isn't good.
Games.
Too many games. We went 4-3 on NFL, which is good, but we didn't take much NFL last week because Saturday was so good. I had a feeling Sunday wasn't going to be that great, so I didn't push it, and we didn't push it.
We didn't push it, and then after 1 o'clock, all the games were at 1 o'clock. There's like 2 games at
There's
4,
only 2 at 4,
yeah.
and 1 at 8.
So honestly, that was a great job not taking too many games on Sunday. So that was great.
Yeah, you told everyone on the Twitter to relax.
Yeah, I even
or
said like
be
don't lose
conservative or
it.
whatever.
Don't lose your week's winnings. Because I'm a gambler that goes by the week. I know Sparno does too.
Yeah.
I know with FanDuel it's not like that. It's just day by day, bet by bet. But for me, I go by the week just because system, it's always a weekly thing. Like you notice Saturday was great, Sunday wasn't great.
Yeah.
It goes by the week. So
Yeah.
I like to go by the week.
It's probably hard to maybe do it, but if for the FanDuel batters out there, if you can get into that mindset of betting for the week.
Yeah.
Because people get lost in that FanDuel. You can put 100 bets on a day, and then just each day is different. Whereas, like I said, me and Sparno especially use a website, and it's paid out every week.
Yeah.
So it's Monday to Sunday, boom, boom, boom. But that mindset, when you have a bad Monday, a good Tuesday, like you said, a good Saturday, a great Saturday, then you're like, you know what, Sunday doesn't look that good. You can take the foot off the pedal.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're just FanDuel, doom, 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 you're not really paying attention.
Yeah. Like when I say take the foot off the pedal, I mean definitely don't do parlays and maybe lower your bet a little bit. You don't have to. I don't do that. I just bet less games and bet the same amount. I like to bet the same amount the entire season. Like let's say your bet is $10 and you start doing great. You want to raise it? You can't. Once you start the season at that bet, you got to leave it the entire season until next year. Because once you start raising, lowering, you're going to lose it.
You get ahead of yourself. You're betting $10 each game to start off. You win 4. You're like, you know what? Let me up at the 30.
Yeah,
You lose that one game, now you're pretty much down money
back to
almost.
even.
Yeah.
So you can't do that. Once
You
you
gotta stay consistent.
Yeah, whatever you pick for your bet, you got to keep it the whole year, which is what I do. I know that's what these guys
Yeah,
do.
and we all actually, real quickly, because we're 3 different people. My bet is completely different. My limit is different to Phil, which is different to Sparno. And even though I see that we're all different, it still hasn't changed me. I still bet the same, no matter what. So I'm happy when I win. You're happy when you win. You're happy when you win. Your level of happiness for whatever amount of money is different to mine, and I'm happy as...
And
We're all very happy.
I
Happy
made
as
that
a pig in
mistake,
shit.
Previous years betting different amounts. This
Yeah.
year, I'm very consistent. I've been betting the
Yeah,
same
you have
amount.
been consistent.
This is definitely Sparno's best gambling
far.
year he's ever had.
This is the first
proud of you,
time,
buddy.
honestly, I really got on board with the system.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of him.
Very proud. We love it. We love it. We make fun of him a lot, but we love it.
It took a lot.
We need
I'm on
Sparno to
board
win. If Sparno wins, everyone's happy.
Yeah.
So let me go through this real quick. Last week, I did that already.
Earlier.
So we went 6-7
We'll get
on
on to it later.
basketball last week, which is our worst of the year so far, but that's fine. Got to lose some.
Early days.
I went. Oh no, wait. We'll talk about that in a second. All right. So for the year, so last week total, we went 25-16. Plus, we were 2-1 on parlays that we posted. Guys, we're 7-7 on the year with posted parlays. That is monster.
Yeah, you don't realize how monster that is. I know it's 7-7, but one parlay.
Is 6 bets.
Yeah.
Yes. I was
So,
going to say
yeah.
7, but 6 is good.
One parlay is really 6 bets. So you're actually up huge on the parlay part, which is basically my whole theory of gambling. Like, we can go basically 50. All right, first of all, let me just say this real quick. We're 62%. All of our bets throughout the year, we're 62% on.
It's a large sample size.
I literally just looked up what professional gamblers go, and it says it right here. Winning percentages for professional sports bettors rarely sustain a long-term winning percentage higher than 55%. 55? And it's often as low as 53 or 54%. We have a long-term winning percentage of 62%. That's 11 weeks. It's more than half the football season. Mm-hmm. We've told you this shit works, and it works.
So you're telling me that there's people are paying money for professional gamblers who are going at 55% and we're sitting fucking at 62?
And we're giving it for free.
Come on, son. It's fucking ridiculous.
All right. So
we're just getting started. Fireworks.
He's waiting for that one. MLB playoffs, we went 12-1 for the season on MLB playoffs. We said baseball wasn't system. We played around with the playoffs. It wound up working. We stuck with it, and we went 12-1.
Playoffs in any sport, I think, are going to be system.
We love playoffs in any sport.
We talked about this last night. We were playing darts with a few system fans, and they were asking about hockey and stuff. Hockey, I think, when it comes to playoff,
We'll go with it.
Yeah, that's when we'll dabble.
Yeah.
So that's that. Hold on a second. I wanted to say one more thing. Oh, yeah. Last week, we went 25-16 overall with the 2-1 parlays. So we had a monster week. I mean, I did. I hope you guys did too. Mm-hmm. You know, you gotta listen to us. You gotta bet like we bet. I see someone posted me yesterday in Instagram. We posted the 2 football games, and they said Miami, Ohio fucked me because the guy only bet parlay. He bet those 2 games in a parlay twice, 2 different ways. I told him, I said, look, you got to bet them straight. Yeah. And you could only do parlays once we're on fire. Obviously, we're not on fire yet for the week.
Yeah, we just started the week. That's why we go Monday to Sunday.
You have to realize gambling, the system goes weekly. Like, it's weird. I can't explain it.
No, it's unexplainable. And to your point, yeah, like you said, I'm just going to maybe like divert a wee bit. I'm like, I've become a parlay believer. As I said a month ago, I don't really parlay. You really got me like into parlays. And like you said, man, you can't. It's Tuesday night. There's 2 games. We put up 2 picks. It's not like Saturday where there's fucking 100 games.
I feel like,
and we've narrowed it down to 4.
Then
parlay the shit out of that.
You know,
you got a lot of games.
You get our feet wet for the rest of the beginning of the week.
There was literally 3 college games last night.
Yeah.
We give 2 picks.
Yeah, you can't
If
parlay.
you're parlaying that, you're a mug.
Yeah, you can't do that. I mean, we've been saying it. Honestly, maybe this guy doesn't watch the show. Look, if you watch the show, then you know what to do, which is great for you. Great for us. We love it. Some people just watch the Instagram picks and want to get every pick. That's why lately we've been putting to watch the show instead of giving out the picks sometimes.
Great move.
Which is probably what we're going to do again this week.
Oh, yeah?
So I think so. So look, we're 62% overall. There's no one out there in the world that can compete with us.
No one.
Nobody.
Over that sample size? I'll put it up against anyone.
They're the best.
The best in the world.
Mike Sparno is the best in the
Is
world.
there any more fireworks? Mike Sparno is the best gambler in the world, ladies and gentlemen.
Imagine
we
that.
said it. We
Wow.
said it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And with that said, then I guess let's
Should we get into our recap?
jump
Yeah,
into the
please.
recap.
All right, I guess
I'm gonna enjoy this recap, by the way.
Why are you gonna enjoy it so much? Oh, because of this guy.
And also, I went 2-1.
Yeah, well, I went 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, get in that. So,
So the first one I had Bama plus minus 13.5 versus LSU. They lost the game outright. They lost 32-31 in overtime.
yeah,
It actually was a good game.
it was.
If you guys watched it.
You know what's
LSU
funny? Before that game started, Sparno goes, I like LSU. And I said, Sparno, you have Bama on the show. We can't bet LSU.
Really?
Yeah, he did. He texted me, I like LSU. I was like, ooh, that's even better for Bama.
Yeah, I know.
But this guy's fucking system all of a sudden.
I know. I think Alabama's honestly overrated, man, this year. They got a great coach, and that's about it. This team's not as good as
I
they
mean,
are.
look, if they're not undefeated, they're overrated.
Yeah.
I think the quarterback's good as well, but like you said, overall the squad is not like
They're not like they used
Georgia
to be.
hand down to the
No.
best.
I
team.
never seen Bama lose a double-digit favorite in my life until this year, twice. Oh,
Ever.
well, no, Tennessee, they were like 8-point favorite, right?
still.
But I never seen that in my life. I mean,
I know.
I've been following Bama forever.
Yo,
Yeah.
the balls in LSU at the end, they went for a 2-point
Yeah,
conversion to
it
win the
is.
game.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
Wow,
that's how
I
they
didn't
won
see
the
that.
game.
In overtime.
Instead of going overtime, yeah, your boy is. I
Yeah,
think
it was overtime.
who's our coach, Brian Kelly? I think he came out and he said, "Oh, was it? No, it wasn't. Are you
was
sure?
overtime.
It was
It was
overtime."
overtime.
So he didn't have to go for the 2-point conversion.
just tied it, went double overtime.
And he came out and said, "I was like, I didn't want to go fucking tit for tat with Alabama." I
Oh,
just
so
wanted to
Bama
end the
scored
game."
first in OT, and
Yes.
then LSU came and
Yes.
did
And
that.
instead of kicking
yes.
it over,
Yeah,
they're like,
yeah,
"Fuck
yeah.
this! I want to end this
Oh,
overtime
that's
right
cool.
now." Yeah.
I mean, you might as well when you're a 13-point underdog and you're in overtime.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
With Bama. And you're fucking huge. They're huge rivalries.
Yep.
We got to go to one of those games.
We're home.
one time.
That was
Oh,
yeah.
that'd be
that- Oh, we are next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
The next one was Colts plus 5.5 versus the Pats. and they got smoked. They lost 26-3.
Another loser?
They sucked.
Yeah, the Colts are
they
tough,
couldn't
man.
do anything.
Colts fucking cleaned house after that result.
They're
Honestly, we like the Colts there because Pat's playing like shit. They're in limbo with the quarterback, and I just thought the Colts was the bet there, but didn't work out.
Is that why?
Well, that's what I thought. Fuck you guys. All right.
I kept my mouth shut.
All right, good.
I kept my mouth. You told
I
me
didn't
to
say
keep
much.
All right. Anyway, the only win I got was Georgia, and they won pretty easy against Tennessee. We said this: Tennessee was overrated.
Yeah, I love that bet. That was great.
After they beat Bama, everyone's on the Tennessee train. We took Georgia -8, and they won by 14.
Yeah. I said that. I think Georgia are the best
I think they are too.
team.
in
They're the
nation.
Bahamas of recent years. You know what I mean? Their whole
definitely.
fucking
It's
squad
insane how
is-
good Georgia is.
Georgia's very good.
It's
They
scary.
are. They are.
Very
They
I
are.
think they could beat the Colts.
They definitely beat the Colts.
Definitely last week's Colts.
Jeff, you?
Jeff Saturday's Colts this week. No, you want me to go first? Or you?
I'll go first.
You sure? Well,
yeah, come on,
before-
Mr. 2-1.
All right, but before you go, I'm saying like two things I got to say. One thing is, first of all, we're in the midterm elections. We were almost going to think maybe after last week I should sit in the middle, being Mr. 2-1. But after
They're voting for Seamus.
Glory Boy sitting here, always
Glory
a
Boy.
winner. Sparno, what word would you use for Phil's performance last week? Is there a word you would use?
Shame.
Shame?
Shame.
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 Shame. Shame. Shame. Shame. Shame.
So,
Shame. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Shame. Shame.
I can't even see out of this thing. I have no idea what I had here.
You got to read underneath, yeah. 1 and 2.
I'm 1-2 for the first time in history. Ladies
Ever.
and gentlemen, I suck. I had Wake Forest -3 against NC State.
I love this.
I got their ass kicked.
I wanna take a wee look at
30-21. That looked like an easy one to me. Have no idea what happened. They sucked.
Phil, real quickly, did you wear this shirt to match the bag? Because I also done it by
didn't know.
accident.
I didn't know.
By accident.
This is an accident. We're so system that we wear the same shirt, not knowing. Then on Mr. Monday Night, finally
can't believe it.
lost for the first time.
Take a look to the right. Go on.
Mr. Monday Night finally lost for the first time. Saints, they were +1.5, fucking 13-27 against the Ravens. That game never looked good for the Saints.
Never.
They
Horrible.
sucked.
Andy
But at least
Dalton,
we
the
took
red
the under.
fucking rocket.
Look, we saved us with the under a little bit, and then I came out with Pitt. You know what? We had Pitt -4. It's the only game that you guys couldn't bet on FanDuel because it's against Syracuse, but we won. -3.5. We came out, we dominated with Pitt, and you know what? The shame is in the past.
Yes,
It's
it's done.
gone. It's never coming back.
I never want to see that again.
Ugh.
I didn't like it. It
It's
wasn't,
very scary.
wasn't as good as
It's
I thought it was
scary
going
in there.
to
You
be.
can't see anything.
It's real loud,
The
too.
shame is, you hear shame in your ears.
It's real
crazy.
loud?
It's very loud.
Yeah.
Who knows?
This,
All right.
this must be what it's like to walk around every day in your head, Mark. Like,
Yeah, it is. My whole life is in that box. Up here, man.
Mr. 2-1.
I'll go 2-1. I'm back in the 2-1 train. Great week. Start off. I may as well start off my only loss, I guess. It was UCF, the number 25 ranked UCF against Memphis. The spread was 3 points. Thought it was very close. They ended up losing by 7. I know you did. I don't know if you watched that game, but fucking UCF, the bounce house, travelled to Memphis. Memphis didn't have a clue. That Memphis was fucked. They didn't know what to do.
Man, that Memphis crushed me and Seamus.
I-
It didn't crush us. It just stopped us from having the greatest week of the year.
I had up maybe my third best week of the year. But if Memphis had covered that game,
It would have been the best.
to the moon.
To the moon.
I had them in parlay. I had them.
I'm in an action reverse.
is
Every
very-
way you had Memphis, I was so.
I just had them straight, but I still lost.
Yeah.
Them, so.
Memphis was a nice pick.
Should have known that their quarterback's called Mikey. They've got their own Mikey Keene. He was just fucking tossing 3 touchdowns. A wide receiver called Kobe. I'm never going against fucking UCF again. I love them. Bounce house, but I lost that one. That was my only loss. My win, pick of the week. Do you remember it? Iowa State.
I do remember.
Iowa State were -7. I told you they were 3-4. They'd lost 4 games in a row. They beat West Virginia by 31-14, so they won by 17 points. I said
Just a
it.
number.
I was so fucking sick putting this bet on last week. Like, really, really sick. Didn't watch much of the game. Their quarterback's called Hunter Big Dick Deckers. He was just fucking throwing a
slanging
quarterback
it.
here, quarterback there, quarterback here,
Everywhere.
touchdowns there, a little over there, and I won that one. So
All
that
over the
was-
shame
yeah,
face.
That was a nice. That was actually their highest score of the year because Iowa State. We know we were almost
Yeah,
going
they
to put them
never
in the
score.
system killer
Never
list.
score.
They
Fucking
suck.
horrible. And then finally into Sunday. Our old buddy Taylor Heineke at the Commanders. That's why if you look over Sparno and Phil's shoulders, it's official. The Commanders are off the system killer list.
Yeah, they are.
That was really a Carson Wentz problem. Taylor Heineke is so good a quarterback. They were 3.5 point underdogs. They lost by 3. They were up by 10 points with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Oh,
They
pain
threw it
in the
away.
ass.
That's not a Heineke. It's a defense just threw that game away. But as I said, it was never close. That line might have flirted with 3. I did see it move to 3.
I ended up pushing that one.
I pushed
You
it.
pushed?
I got +3 because I did it late.
I thought it went to 3 even right before the game started, but I checked my phone earlier. It must have just bounced back. It was still -3.5 by kickoff.
Oh,
so
really?
It just jumped in and jumped
Yeah, I
back
must have got it
out.
at the worst time.
Like I said, yeah. I mean, I don't know what
And I
you
posted it at +3
I don't know what you
too.
boys are listening to. Like, I'm telling you this stuff on Wednesday. It comes out on Friday. It's still -3.5, and you
I
get it
still
at
wait,
3.
man.
wait. I always wait.
I'm a waiter.
You never know.
It's just my thing. Yeah, I just wait. You never know what could happen, you know?
Do you remember the text message? Real quick, remember the text message you sent me earlier of the team list? I'm after the show. I'm parlaying on FanDuel.
I think we're going to have a
I
monster
think
week
it's
this
going to be
week.
fucking awesome. But that's my recap. I went 2-1. I'm 2-1.
I'm 1-2.
I wanted to.
So sad.
And that's it.
We're on. We'll go with the overall on the show picks real quick. I got it right here. So overall, Seamus is 17-13 on the show. Sparno's 13-11, and I'm 24-6.
All winning records.
was gonna
All
say-
great winning records.
I'm actually most impressed with your Sparno yet because you started off
Real bad.
Yeah, he came back and he's looking good.
he's
and the
catching
Fate
me.
the Sparno's 14-7 also.
Feed the Sparno. We made some tweaks earlier because I said it before. Sparno's starting to get so system.
Yeah.
He can't even use his brain anymore. He
And-
needs me and Phil to tell him
Yeah,
what,
yeah.
what he thinks.
Go back to your roots.
We told him, pick 6 games and we'll choose from the rest of them. 18-11 on NBA for the year so far too, by the way. I didn't say that before.
Yeah.
NBA's good.
We're doing good at NBA and we're very selective. As I said, there's fucking like 15 games a night sometimes.
Yeah.
We're putting up 3 max.
Yeah.
That's
Today's
the
a
only
lot
way.
of
That's the
games.
only way to go.
They didn't play last night, so there's
yeah.
13 NBA games tonight.
And also, with the NBA, I blanked. I'm sorry.
You blanked?
I blanked.
Don't cut this out.
I
Don't
was
cut
looking
this
to
out.
cut this out.
Do not cut this out.
no. Let's just talk about the fucking guest this stage because your mind's never coming
Let's
back.
cancel that. It's gone. All right. So our guest on the show, Ryan Tarantino. He's our fantasy football expert.
The guru.
The guru of fantasy football. He runs a great league. We'll talk about that. And I know him from my old bar, Jackie B's. And here we go. All right. We got Ryan on the show.
Welcome, Ryan.
Thanks for
What's
having
going
me.
on?
Thanks for
Yeah, great
having
to
me.
have you.
So Ryan's our fantasy football guru.
The guru.
He runs a great fantasy league. We'll talk about that in a minute. But first, I want to get into how I met Ryan. When I opened Jackie B's in Scarsdale,
Phil's old restaurant.
Scott was my partner there, and Ryan was like one of his boys.
Oh, yeah?
And Ryan came in kind of as like an advisor and an accountant, right?
Bookkeeper, yeah.
Yeah, like a bookkeeper. So my good memories was like, I used to always open on Monday mornings at Jackie B's, and that's when Ryan would do most of his like paperwork in there. So every time I'd come in on Monday morning, it's like after a week of gambling. You know how the week, and then Monday morning's the beginning of the week.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
I either had
Very system over there.
yeah, so I either had a monster week or a bad week, and Ryan would see me come in either happy or miserable, and I'd be sitting there doing his thing, and I'm like either throwing shit or fucking having a good time.
Or being like real friendly.
Yeah, so we would always talk about gambling like that. Ryan used to gamble a lot, and then he stopped. But then when he met me, right?
Yeah, you turned it all around for me.
This sounds very familiar, by the way, Ryan.
So Ryan's one of the first people to follow the system
Yeah.
besides us three.
Yeah.
Ryan always, like, because I would always talk about it to him. I'm telling you, I got this system. Like, it's good. And Ryan would actually text me for he likes to only bet NFL, right?
Yeah, I'm not a big college guy.
Oh, you
Yeah.
don't?
No.
So yeah, I always liked college so much, but he would always like to take my NFL picks, just I guess because he watches it, you know.
How long from Phil telling you like he was gambling and stuff? And I don't know if did you explain the system straight off to him or not
Yeah.
really? How long did it take you? Because a lot of people when we talk to, they're very like standoffish
About
The
the system.
reaction is,
Oh, of course, because it's the complete opposite way you think about. And if you're any type of sports fan, and you have a team, whether you're a Giants fan or a Steelers fan or Bengals, you want to follow that team and you want to root for them.
Mm-hmm.
So you think you have an in, and that goes with everything. Like you watch enough Sports Center, well, I have an idea and grasp on this game.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's just that, this team's going to come in and blow them out. And it's really hard to divorce yourself from that mindset of saying, the opposite actually really is what's going to happen, because you think you're so trained to know what should happen. Mm-hmm. So it took me a while to get used to it, but after I did, that's now gambling's fun again. That's not like it used to be. When he would come in throwing things, my insides would be torn out because I'm like, you have no idea how much I just lost this last weekend. So
I'm sure it was similar of my losses.
I'm just trying to stay married right now.
That's a good thing you said there. Honestly, when you turn gambling into something fun, as even like almost like a way I used to treat it as like it was almost like a second job in a way. Like I need to make money. That's when I lost it.
Yeah.
For
For
sure.
sure.
When we have so much fun fucking betting here and we're winning.
Well, it's definitely fun when you're winning, that's for sure.
But it's funny. The only way to win is to go against what you believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they always said the house always wins. So like you said, just dumb it down. Become the house. Do the opposite of what the fucking you're doing, what he's doing, and that's how you're gonna fucking win.
And it's another funny thing? Like people that watch this show and that follow the picks, they come up to me sometimes and they're like, how much research do you do, man? I'm like, I literally just look at it for 2 seconds and I know, I used to be such a bad gambler that I know how to do the opposite. It's
like I don't think we bet that game, the Cardinals game in Seahawks last week, and there was like 5 people at the bar, and everyone played the Cardinals.
We did not.
And I'm like, I kind of like the Seahawks here.
You did. You did say that.
Because everyone here,
we just wanted to take it
likes
easy.
the Cardinals.
And they won.
And Seahawks won.
You won that bet. Yeah.
That's fucking funny.
Even the guys in our league, I brought Phil in about 4 years ago in my league, my fantasy league, and they'll sit there and they're the same type of bettor that I was, or we all were.
Yeah.
And they'll listen to Phil and they all look at Phil cross-eyed. And I'm like, you think he's crazy and you think he has no idea what he's talking about, but you should listen to him. And they're like, nah, no way.
Yeah. That's when you know it's good.
Yeah.
Because you said, for people asking me now, what I just do is, look here, here's a link to our Instagram page or something, because I don't like that. When I start talking and I see the looks in their face, I'm like, why am I even fucking bothered?
Yeah.
Just
Most
show them the
people-
proof in the pudding and they'll come back to you.
It's like 90% of people, I'd say, can't grasp it.
No. And they really give you that look like you're a moron.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And
alright,
they actually build this ego up, like they want to beat your system.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh no, you're so wrong. I'm going to go this way.
Yes.
that was
I was-
Mikey
I
Sparno a
was
couple
like
years
that.
ago.
Yeah. I was like
he
that
was
for sure.
literally, yeah.
I love that,
All right,
Ryan. That's a good one.
you're getting lucky. It's gonna end soon, and it doesn't.
Because you know who the current person is fucking Vinny.
Yeah.
Vinny's living by that fucking motto.
And where is he? He's almost homeless. So Ryan, Ryan used to work in some big clubs in the city back in the day. Big time club guy.
Yeah.
So give us some stories.
Well, I backed into it. It was just, in like 1998. That makes me sound so damn old. But I worked for Randy Gerber, who was Cindy Crawford, still is Cindy Crawford's husband, and he started these lounges all over the city. I got well in with him, and then went from there to another hospitality group that did the big time nightclubs, the originators of the daytime brunch, and they were the reason why, back then it wasn't called EDM, it was called house music. But all that like Euro trash music and things like that.
I remember that. I used to hate that stuff.
I loved it.
You like it, yeah.
But
I'm a Euro guy.
it drew great big crowds, and a lot of celebrity, and it's not even a pretentious thing. It was just where I worked, but it came with the job. It was kind of the who's who within the celebrity world, movie stars, politicians.
You had them all?
All yeah.
Any name drops or?
Well, we had a few fun run-ins, like Britney Spears. I don't know if you remember, before she shaved her head, she was at our nightclub dancing with the dancers on the bar and stripping. And
How long before?
the night before.
The night before she cut her hair off?
Yeah, hand to God. And
So she must have been hungover.
Thought it was a good idea.
and then she's downstairs in the office, ripping lines with the girls and stuff like that. So
That's cool.
yeah, then we've had a couple things like that, and just they're just partiers at the end of the day. Like Justin Bieber all the time was. And
I like Bieber.
We couldn't even let him in because he was 19,
Wow.
and we had such a spotlight
Deny
on.
Bieber?
I had to, yeah, because we actually had undercovers at the door, carding people.
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
I would have let him in.
Not even letting Bieber in.
I would have let him in.
That's big time.
That was his prime time too when he was that age.
Sorry,
yeah.
Biebs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was a big nightclub guy back then too. But yeah, you know, the nightclub business took me all over, and at the time, it's funny. I look back on it now with a lot of fond affection, but back then I hated it because I'm not a big drinker myself. I'm not a partier, and but it was just the business I happened to be in. And a lot of people really gravitate to that limelight and those celebrities and stuff, but it all like I like being even. It's funny in life. I kind of like not like being seen, and gambling's the same way. Like if you and I were at a casino, I could have $10,000 on the game and you'd never know it. Because
We were just talking about that last episode.
Funny,
It's so
right?
funny.
Yeah.
And I don't like talking about it. And it's funny. Phil became like the consigliere for me. He was the only one I would let it out. Like,
That's
oh my
great.
God, you're not going to believe this. I had this, and they were so close in the last second, the backdoor cover, you know. And he just
We're all been
understood. So that's kind of how we became friends.
I like that you don't want to be seen. Coming on to this podcast was definitely the right move.
Yeah, there's no one watching it.
But when it's for fantasy though, I love to run my mouth.
And you play in a casino? You play cards, poker,
poker all the
Do you play
time.
Hold'em, Omaha, or both?
All the above, 7 card,
Yeah.
but mostly, you know, all the tournaments are really more so Texas.
Yeah,
Sparno's a huge Omaha guy.
yeah, I like Omaha.
Yeah, that's a fun game.
I like cash games more than tournaments. I'm more of a cash player.
Yeah, the cash games down in the AC were always really good and very competitive.
Yeah.
It was harder because you kind of got mixed a lot with the people who did it for a living.
Yeah.
And they really know what they're
Yeah,
doing.
those
and,
games are better going off on like holiday weekends. So
Yes,
if you go during the week,
yes.
you're getting guys that are playing the game.
and poker's such a grind.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta really put your time in, and it's like you gotta sit down for like a 6-8 hour session.
yeah.
I
I remember
can't do it
doing
anymore.
I've done it before. I was never that big into it, but I remember
And that's
fucking
why I
sitting
like
there.
Omaha a little bit better because it's more of a gamble.
It's action,
and it's
action.
more action.
Yeah.
Hold'em is a real grind. You gotta,
Yeah.
you,
Oh
you
You
my
guys
gotta
God,
sit there
yeah.
forever,
Yeah.
man.
hold, and then you get up a little bit, and you just gotta stay up and just.
When I originally went to casino, that's what I used to love. I used to love sitting there for fucking 6
Me
hours,
too.
7 hours.
Yeah.
The grind was great. Then I fell into like blackjack and roulette.
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, you
I got
lose.
addicted to it. I've
You
never
could lose
played
right
poker
away.
in a
You lose quick
casino in
and
like
win quick.
5 years.
Well, if you ever notice, the next time you go to a casino, out of every poker room, there's always craps tables.
Oh yeah.
Because usually when you get a break,
They
the
go
guys
up
will
and
go
gotta
out
get
there,
some really
they'll
on.
get their Jones in,
Yeah.
throw some dice, and then go back and play poker.
Did you hit Vegas up as well when we said Atlantic City there? But
Yeah, so with my job, we had a lot of stuff out in Vegas and threw a lot of parties. And actually, we were bidding to have a space in the Cosmo when it was being built out. So I spent a lot of time out there.
Cosmo's a nice spot.
yeah, this is one of the newest ones, right?
I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah. It's more lively. It's actually not much so much gaming, but more like
And it's right in the middle.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's right in the middle of the
It's
strip.
aesthetically pleasing as
Yeah.
well. Like it's easy in the eye.
Yeah, in fact, the big nightclub there, Marquee, is the one that beat us out of being there.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah, so we were right up into the witching hour. We got our gaming license because in order to work out there, you have to be licensed by the gaming commission. But in the interim, I became very friendly with a lot of casino hosts, strippers, and all the other things that go on out there that are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But they run that city, and it's really one of those indulgence cities that you go in there and you really just kind of let loose. But the people who make money from it are the ones that can really buy you into or sell you what they're what they're doing.
When they like get to know you, I guess, and like they know your face and stuff. Is there any benefits from like going to a casino so much? Like, do they like I don't know, like let you in on free games, or they like I don't know, give you a credit limit or stupid stuff like that? There, I just
Yeah, the cool thing is they give you tickets to all the shows.
That's awesome.
Or like,
Oh, that's great.
Or like when there's a big fight or UFC or like the Super Bowl shows. But the big thing, like you just mentioned, credit, they would give you markers. And
what do you mean?
basically the casino would give you credit to play there on their dime.
Oh.
So you could borrow against the casino at a rate if you didn't pay it back that day. So it was
Okay.
almost just like juice from the street, but it was through the
Yeah.
casino.
It's like a little loan shark, basically.
Yeah, but it was 100% legitimate
Yeah.
because it was within the casino. And so like I had markers at a bunch of different casinos, and funny enough, one of the best stories I have out there is what I would do is if I was losing on the craps table or the blackjack table, I'd go play poker.
Yeah.
Because it would bring it down, and I could grind hard enough that I would at least make some of
Yeah,
it
you
back.
concentrate
And at least you
better
could
and all
sit there
that
for a
stuff.
long time
Yeah.
and waste time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So one night I was out, we were playing craps, and I just like it was ice cold. Like we joked around like you could ice skate on the tables. So we went over to blackjack, and I went down on my marker like $12,000. And for me, that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money for fucking anybody.
And so I could sit there with say Phil and be like, Phil's going to play on my marker, and the pit boss would be okay with that.
Okay.
But again,
That's cool.
Phil, like I was out there with the same guy all the time, so that guy knew everyone that I knew.
Yeah.
Well, he stayed up pounding Jack Daniels on the blackjack table and ended up losing my entire marker.
Oh my God.
Do you mind saying, like you said, you were already down 12,000? Like, how big do these markers go?
He said 50 grand. Right?
That one was 50.
Oh, really?
And but he went then down the street from Aria to the Win, where I only had a $10,000 marker.
And did it again?
He woke me up the next morning for breakfast and said, "Hey, I lost 50, but then I went down to the Win. I won back 65."
Whoa.
And I was like, "We gotta leave right now. We gotta leave."
Wow.
We paid the markers back, and that was one of those soft retirements from gambling.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's
What was he
scary.
playing
Yeah.
to win 65?
Blackjack.
Wow.
But he's a madman. Like this is a guy that would just double up his bets, double, and then he would get like a pumpkin chip. Then he would double that one up. And if he hit that sweet spot in a shoe of blackjack, he really did make money. It was one of those
What's a
like
pumpkin chip?
I was going to say, I don't
$10,000
understand.
chip, right?
yes.
Oh, pumpkin chip.
And he's just choosing, like, I don't want to say he's counting cards, but he knows when to, like, put it down, I guess. What?
Well, a lot of people do that. You're saying you get a good shoot, and you just double your bet. So if
Oh,
bet
you go like
500,
200,
bet
400,
1,000,
800.
bet 2,000,
Okay,
4,000.
yeah,
So
all right. I
he
used to
was-
go that system.
He was
too.
going so he gets a 10, and then about resetting.
Right.
I like
and
that
like
system.
a lot of guys in like even in craps, they'll like you say you win a hand, or in craps you get, a couple lucky rolls and your numbers come out, they'll pull their bets off. But real like hardcore table guys will sit there and they'll increase their bets because they know that's the sweet spot of the whether it's the shoe or the dice are rolling that way. And then once they kind of are in that like big pot, then they pull it all back. And that's this guy was a madman. Like, but I've seen the guy win Rolex watches or just be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, can you take a draw out on your credit card? Because I have no money."
Those kind of guys can really run up big.
Yes, yes.
They go either way.
Probably
Yeah,
lose
fucking
big, too.
this way, yeah, they're going
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can win big,
Yeah,
you can
that's
lose
right.
big.
Yeah,
swings.
of course.
You know?
Big pendulum swing.
Is this guy, like, based in New York, or is he out there, or where's...
He was based in New York. He still lives in the city, but like that, it's not it's one of those you're riding high or you just are.
Yeah.
You're still friendly with him? You're still friends?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
the same
sure.
way here. We ride high or we ride low sometimes.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
yeah.
Mostly high.
Yeah.
If you watch
Lot of
the show. All right, so that's good with gambling. Let's get into our fantasy football here. So Ryan runs this league. It's a high stakes league. I got into it. I guess someone must have left, and he got me into the league. And I actually won the league my second year.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah,
And now I have
dominated.
and now I have the worst team ever this year.
That's always the way.
So, yeah,
First to worst.
that's system right there, if I've ever seen anything. But Ryan runs this league great. He's like, you get in this league, it's expensive, but he has prizes for a lot of different things, right?
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
runs it like the draft is awesome. It's always at like a real fancy spot. You get to eat and drink whatever you want. And it's a real fun draft and stuff.
Where did you like eat, or like a nice restaurant, or
Yeah, or
Go into it.
Well, the way it started was with it was nothing but nightlife people when it first started, and it was bartenders and managers of nightclubs,
the best people?
and they all dealt in a lot of cash, so it was always a big entry. Like we started off at like $750, and then it went to $1,000 pretty quick, and I think
Now it's $12.50,
$12.50,
right?
yeah.
$12.50?
Yeah.
But these,
Can I get on that waiting list?
but we would
You should.
You should. It's a great
I'm in.
league.
It is a good league.
Just
it's really
sign
good.
me up.
And
it's
then
definitely
we-
my favorite league,
Yeah.
even though my team's the worst ever this year.
And even if your team's the worst, you still have a chance to win on a weekly basis.
Oh, so you can get your
So like
If you get most points.
if you get top points for that week, you get 100. There's a league, the season league prize for the top scorer, and lots of times the top scorer in fantasy doesn't even make the playoffs.
That's
Happens
true.
a lot.
It does happen.
You run into those fantasy guys that are like, oh, I have the most points in the entire league, but I got the most points scored against
Yes,
me.
Yeah.
that happens
Yeah.
every time.
The
It's so
matchup,
funny.
it happens all the time.
It always happens.
Yeah, one of my teams actually is
Did
the
it happen
best
to you
team I
last
have.
week?
Yeah, I got beat there last week by they had 177 out of 175. They had Joe Mixon who got 55
Yeah.
points.
And nobody else scored 100, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
if
yeah.
I went and showed you the rest of the fucking things, I'm like, this.
If you played anybody else, you would have won.
It makes no fucking
That happens
sense
to me too many times.
Yeah, but I like this. People are like, you're not annoyed, and I'm like, no, because I've pulled that shit before too. Like that always, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It always the fantasy gods
And
even
it's
that
times you
kind of
get
shit
80
out.
points and you played someone that scored
Yeah,
70
you
and
get-
you got lucky that way too.
Yeah.
But I you know, as I said, Rand, first of all, I'm on the waiting list to get in that league because I can imagine how good this league is because the reason why you didn't give me a chance to even say how I met fucking Ryan is
Sorry.
Phil runs it's known as a toddler league.
Yeah.
So
this is actually the toughest league.
It's a
it's-
very hard
Ryan
league.
knows.
It's
the
very hard
toughest
league.
league. So
It's a 2 QB league. You got to start
Two
two
quarterback?
quarterbacks. So the
Yeah.
draft is totally different than what you would expect. Like Josh Allen goes top 3. You know, the best quarterback usually goes top 3.
I don't trust
Most
Allen.
quarterbacks go in the first to third round. It's a really good league. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the tough part is the benches.
Oh, and we only
there's
have
only
3 bench spots.
Yeah. So if you've got like 4 buys, which happens all the time,
Yeah.
you got to make a decision. Do you want to drop that guy, or you're always rolling the dice? Like between week 6 and fucking 13, people aren't really feeling teams.
We
so
call
it's
it the
like
Hitler League too.
Well, it's such a Phil league
Yeah.
because it doesn't make any sense.
it's him in a nutshell.
But it's so intriguing because the strategy you got to put behind it.
It's intriguing, the strategy.
Yeah.
Every week in mass text is like, Phil's a commissioner. He doesn't know what the fucking rules of this league are. Before Ryan came along, this is why I like Ryan, and I can imagine how his league is so good. Before Ryan came along, we used to do the draft in dirty Nellies, right? With this big fucking piece of what was it,
Oak tag,
oak
drawn like terrible lines, and we pick the drunkest guy in the bar to write
fill
down
it
the
in, yeah.
names of the players. And like when I have to post the teams, I have no idea who has what.
We have no ruler, so we're drawing a freehand. Like the
Yeah.
first 5
Phil is the
picks
worst
are like
hand-
this
worst
much space,
handwriting.
and then like the last 8 picks are in here. We're like fucking writing so small, the drunkest person in the world. So Ryan comes along and he just like fucking like, boom, 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 takes his fucking laptop out,
Yeah.
hooks it up to the fucking TV,
Yeah.
and it plays a little music when you make the fucking pick and
Yeah,
stuff. And
yeah,
like
yeah.
really,
And I wish if it wasn't the Phil league and there was a little more planning behind it. That software is so cool because it has like entry music for like whoever the champion is. Like his first draft pick of our league would say the champ is here.
Oh yeah,
And he would make his pick.
yeah, you do that. Yeah, it's good.
scumbag. I was a champ last year.
didn't
So
do
I
it.
could have done, and that's why
Yeah.
I want to say to because me and the one thing I like about Ryan is the big thing we have in common is Phil has this fucking it's called the toddler league because they were literally fucking doing it since they were like 6 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all his friends and it's like me and Ryan as the fucking 2 outsiders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We are the
Oh,
outsiders.
you're in that league too? I didn't
He's
know
in
you
it,
were
just
in it.
me
Yeah.
and him and then all of his
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
Phils.
yeah.
So Ryan, like how proud were you of me to win the league last year as an
proud.
outsider?
It gave me hope because honestly, until this year, I was always dead last.
It's
in the
hard. It's a
toughest
hard
of
league.
very
I'm
hard
in
league.
last every year too now, but I have a good team this year.
These are the
Finally.
best fantasy players
We're
that I've
playing
ever
against
played
you-
with.
We're playing against each other this week.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Phil
Yes.
said he's
It's a
going to
big
win
game.
too.
I said I got a good team this year.
You got a lot of buys apparently this week too.
Yeah,
That's
you got
Well,
some buys.
I got a secret for you, which will.
super
So you're
secret.
gonna let it out?
I got some system for you. I got some system for you.
Before we go into Ryan's system, let's talk about some funny fantasy football stories that we
yeah.
have. So Sparna, you go first.
Sorry, Ryan. The very first Brazen draft. I don't know if you guys remember this or not. Neil was the commissioner, and it was the stupidest
ever.
thing ever. Ryan would like this. So it was a live draft, but we all had laptops. And we were picking it was online draft live.
But we're there.
But
We're
so
literally
there.
sitting opposite each other, all on computers.
you all could have done this at home, but we were there
Not
live.
talking.
And the first thing that happened funny was Brooklyn. You want to tell that part?
Well, Brooklyn, so as I said, like for some reason we're all sitting in a room. Like so when we do live drafts now, like man, our live draft for the Brazen Fantasy League,
Oh,
it
it's
takes like
so fun.
It takes like 6 hours.
But
'cause
it's
it takes
fun.
like
It's a lot of
It's-
fun.
It's the best day ever, but it takes like 20 minutes to make one pick.
Yeah.
We're all sitting in a live room, but we're doing it on ESPN and they've got like a countdown timer of like 20 seconds.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous.
You gotta be paying attention.
So one of the boys is like clicking a button and he's like, I want to pick this guy. He's like, what the fuck's happening? So it didn't select him.
It
so
auto-drafted him.
It auto-drafted him like the backup running back of the Jets. I can't remember his name. It'll come to me down the line. He got so pissed. He just like slams his fucking laptop. He
storms out.
Fuck this league and he just leaves. Really quickly,
man.
like the second week, that Jets run, the starting run back of the Jets got knocked out.
was
So
gonna
this
say,
backup running
he
back was
probably
like,
dominated.
top 5.
He probably
That's
dominated,
neither
yeah.
here or there.
He probably fucking
Yeah.
broke the computer.
So we finished that draft. I just want to say, Phil, you were there. I think you might have been working that
I had
night.
to work that
Yeah,
night.
soccer game, right?
So I
was-
couldn't hang
I was
out.
playing my stupid fucking Irish football, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not drinking. That was the only draft I've never drank at. So the draft was over.
So
me
then,
and him
it was
left.
just me, Jeff,
That's you.
Vinny, and John Norton. We were all
John
hanging out.
Naughton is
Vinny, system
Vinny,
killer.
yeah. But John Naughton, we'll hopefully get him on sometime.
He's
He's
a
a
great guy.
fucking legend.
He's
He's very
hilarious.
funny.
So we went to it was Butterfield 8, where Brother Jimmy's was back
Yes.
then.
Yeah, back in my
They were
place.
there, and this guy we used to call Sloth. Or whatever,
I remember him.
This
Oh, the
fat
big-
idiot. He would sit there.
He was so dirty.
It was just disgusting. He would sit there and drink his fucking $5 Blue Moons, never tip a dollar, and he was there.
Love those guys.
At Butterfield
Yeah.
8. But it was just him and us at the bar.
So you walk into the bar, he's on the other
It's
side
like
of the
a
bar.
Tuesday at like 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So it was just us four and him at the other side, and we were all drunk off the.
Here he comes, Sparno the bully.
Yeah, me.
This is
That's
it.
my bully
The
stage.
veins popping.
We started throwing olives at him. Him in the head. And he's like, first we bought him a drink.
And he's like,
And
thank
he's
you.
like, oh,
guys.
thanks. Yeah, thanks for coming to Braves all the time. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for the tips.
Yeah, thanks for the tips.
Meanwhile, he's never tipped in his
So
life.
after I gave him the beer, we start throwing olives at him. And he comes over and he's like, hey, excuse me, guys. You guys, got me a beer. And now you're throwing olives at me. And then John Norton gets up. He's like, but you got the wrong guys. It wasn't us.
There's no one else there.
Somebody else.
And then Vinny gets his beer muscles and starts like fighting with the guy.
He actually,
Well, like we left. We're all walking out, and then Vinny's chirping like on the way out.
yeah.
And
Oh, of
apparently
course.
they start like wrestling.
Rolling around the ground?
And then
Did they?
Yeah. And the manager guy had to like break them up.
That's amazing.
Wait,
But I don't know exactly what went down in that fight, but I just think Vinny probably beat up.
I assume Vinny
Because
lost.
Vinny's like, oh yeah, I kicked his ass to make Vinny didn't kick his ass.
But real
yeah, he's
quickly-
fucking like 400 pounds.
Real quickly, even though I wasn't there, I remember this story real well because
Yeah,
it's fucking funny as shit.
that's a good
it's
story.
Was there not a point where he was in the toilet and in the cubicle and someone was throwing water over the top of it?
I don't remember that.
I think maybe Vinny. That's where
That's
it all
definitely
started.
Vinny.
That's
He went into the
That's a
toilet like
Vinny
in the
move.
cubicle and Vinny started like throwing water over him, so he comes out like covered in water.
That might have
Comes back
happened.
over to you guys. Like,
Yeah.
what are you guys doing? It's like, is that us, guys?
Yeah, he's all wet, olives on him.
Fuck
That was a great time.
I'm a fucking fantasy whore. Like I'm in 5
Yeah.
leagues. I can't keep up with, like, I don't have a specific story because like I said, like I have bad beats every week. I get annoyed, X, Y, and Z. But the only one I can really remember.
This guy flew in from Ireland, and then he's in 5 fantasy leagues.
I
He's
know.
never heard of fantasy in his life. He doesn't
I
even know American football.
Never watched American football in my life until I came to America, and now I'm winning the fucking toddler league,
There
the
it
hardest
is.
league
There it is.
in the world. But so we done the Brazen Fox fantasy league. I think it was 3 years ago, and not that many people probably remember anymore. But I used to be a kind of a big deal in Brazen Fox.
Oh god.
Mr. fucking owner, manager. But anyway, so whenever we do the fantasy drafts in Brazen Fox, it's like a big deal because, first of all, it's all bartenders. So every single server wants to, we always put a server in, like usually a girl.
Yeah.
It is what it is. We want a girl in there. So every girl wants the fucking gig.
It's a great shift because you fucking
Yeah.
you
Man,
make
you're
us
the
each of those
bartenders.
bartenders, you're making a fortune.
Each person's at the very least tipping 50.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
times
It just
12,
pour
whatever you want to
beers.
do the math, that's what it is for fucking 4 hours work.
Yeah.
So you know what? Phil's Mrs. Maria. Hi, Maria.
She don't watch the show.
She don't. She might watch this part. So I was like, you know what?
She doesn't want to watch me being an idiot.
I was like, let me throw Maria a bone. So I was like, you know what, Maria, you've worked here long enough. You want to work the shift? She's like, so thank you so much. I'm like, all right. So we put
Yes,
her.
with the Asian accent.
Why is it Asian accent?
That's the only one I know.
Maria Avatabile, the Asian.
I can't even do it. Thank you so much.
Super Mario. Super Maria. Oh, I like it.
Wow, Super Maria. So we put her in. I'm drinking I go through different fields of drinking drinks. So my drink of choice was Moscow Mule. She can load that shit up with vodka with the ginger beer. You don't taste it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Maria, just don't fucking make me like strong drink. I found out later she served me literally like 3/4 of a glass of vodka and just like a splash of ginger beer. So I'm drinking this. By round 10, me being manager owner of the Brazen Fox, I'm passed out. Like I'm passed out by round 10. All these
Oh,
guys,
man.
there's a picture, Angela, which I'll send you and you can put it up. But it's a picture. They all get around me. Round 10, I'm passed out, and they're all like sitting around me with their thumbs up. Meanwhile, every employee's looking at me going like, "This is our fucking owner."
I think we tried to leave him there the whole night, but he finally woke up,
The
I guess.
sign to know you're drunk is your hair gets all messed up. Once
the
your
hair,
is
the
like
hair
messed
gets
up,
sort of floppy.
then I
It
go,
doesn't flop there at all.
Like
It
I
gets-
have the vein.
He's
you
got the
you
vein.
have
I've got the flop. Do you have anything? Like my hair gets real floppy. Like
Oh, when I get gloomed?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. You guys must know.
I really don't know.
I don't really pay-
I think you just get quiet.
I don't-
You actually-
I don't pay-
Yeah, I get really quiet when
Yeah.
I get too drunk.
I don't really pay attention that much to care. You know what I mean?
So
You're so quiet, you don't realize you're even there.
So we used to have this league called, here's mine. We used to have this league called the Gauntlet.
Gauntlet.
It's a league in my neighborhood. It would start off with 24 teams.
24.
So that's double the amount of teams a normal fantasy league has. So you can imagine, we had 24 guys at the draft every year. Seamus was in it.
Yep.
I did when you were
Sparta
two.
was you
Sparno
teamed
was in
up
it too. So this Gauntlet was like big in the neighborhood. Everyone was talking about the Gauntlet. It was
still
huge.
do.
Yeah, like you would get like your fourth round pick is like Blake Bortles. Like
you rid Blake Bortles at the top.
by the last round, you're picking guys that never play.
Well, think about it real quickly. So there's 24 people in this league.
Yeah.
There's 32 teams in the league. So already that's 24 plus 8. There's 16 teams that aren't going to have a second running back who
Right.
actually
Yeah.
fucking plays
Yes.
in the league.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you think a 14 team's hard.
Yeah.
You know,
So this
24.
league, like,
Like,
it was
scoring
real
70,
serious.
80 points is like a big deal. Breaking 100
Oh
is
yeah, no,
like
yeah,
breaking
yeah.
like
I was
200.
a
Yeah.
60s guy all the time.
So my big thing in this league, the first year it came out, I came in 17th place, and we were in Tennessee, in Nashville. Me and Matt.
Matty Mullins.
We went for the Giants game in Tennessee that year, and I was in 17th place. And for some reason, there was this bar with a car in it, and I'm in the car, and he's filming me for some reason, and I'm just talking about the gauntlet. I'm like, 17th place, but I'm in the gauntlet anyway. And ever since then, we kept making these 17th place videos, and I actually have an Instagram. It's called 17th place
No.
with all the videos on it.
Oh, shit,
I'll try
I
to
must-
give Angela one to put up. It's really funny. So I came in 17th place that year, and the next year I won the gauntlet.
you won it.
So we always said, if you come in 17th place in the gauntlet, next year you're going to win.
And that's why 17 is a reason why 1 of 17 is one of our system
And
numbers
my
as
name
well.
in your league is
It's
17th
17th
place.
place.
Like
Really?
70 place
Yeah.
in the football, what do you call it? Super Bowl box.
Yes, actually.
You picked number 17?
Because this is what's funny.
And you won it.
Because my Super Bowl box has always been 16, number 16. When I won when I won the gauntlet after coming in 17th place, I changed my box number to 17.
Wow.
That year, I hit 4 boxes
Boom.
Yeah, he
You
hit.
went to a reason.
because of that. 2 Brazen, I won the Nelly's box.
I don't want to say amount of money, but
I won
it's,
so much money that we talked
obscene amount of
we
money.
talked last week about how I lost the Seahawks one, but the gauntlet made me.
You lost the Seahawks one on box 16
Yeah.
Yes.
and won the fucking thing in 17.
And then I changed 17
Holy
that
shit.
year. I won, and now I'm always 17 from then on.
That's fucking mad funny.
Hopefully, we get a nice 17th place video for you guys.
I got some. 17th place. I was at the bottom, but I'm rising to the top. Nick and Vinny, I was looking for you in the ocean, but you weren't there.
How'd you get the net?
How you expect to win a gauntlet like that?
And now we'll go to.
Well, but even before that, then the final thing is because we're just talking about fantasy. That was that one we might have talked about it before, where like we actually all won a league together, the wrestling.
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah.
great.
Let's do that.
So Sparno, I don't know if I mentioned this. If I did, whatever, I don't care. So Sparno loves his wrestling. He took his girlfriend. Like it was down in Barclays, a new Barclays Centre. It only opened. He got ringside tickets, like fucking I don't know, like $600 each or whatever they were.
Probably more than that.
Probably
Yeah.
more. So he won his league.
He won the gauntlet.
He won the
I
gauntlet.
won the gauntlet that
He
year.
won the. Oh, that was the gauntlet.
He won the gauntlet.
Oh wow.
Well, actually, I found out that night because it was Monday night.
Yeah, this was
that
like
was it. Yeah, that was it. Because it was Monday Night Raw. So that's why Monday Night Football was.
we
the
were
last game
all
of the
3 of us
season.
were in different championships in
Yeah.
different leagues.
I
and
got
we
real
all
lucky
won.
'cause I was playing Mikey Mullins, and he had some running back or wide receiver in Dallas, and they sat him because I guess they clinched the seat. Or whatever, so they sat him the whole second half.
So you won.
and he needed 1 point.
Oh my
And he didn't
god!
play the second half. They took
Oh,
him
they
out.
pulled him?
They
That's
pulled him. They
amazing.
pulled him for the game. That's how I won.
So me and Phil, whatever happened on the Sunday must have been. There was no action on Monday because we had just won our leagues. So we knew Sparno was going to wrestling. We're like, you know what? Let's fucking go to wrestling.
Yeah.
We literally look up tickets. This is 4 hours before the event. We get box tickets for like $50, if that.
Yeah, real cheap.
So we head down to Barclays, having a great time. We go into the fucking box. There's like 1 million people in this box.
Yeah, it was so stupid. We thought it was gonna be like basically just us.
Yes.
For some reason, I don't know why.
And you couldn't get I don't think there was any free drinks in there. So we're looking down. First of all, we see Sparno.
Yeah.
We looked at the ringside. So his girl's like.
We're zooming in on our phone
Yeah.
to look at him.
His girlfriend's like real small. She was real small.
Yeah.
Sparno's like his size, and then there was a guy who was like 3 times the size of us, and he was
Yeah.
like sitting beside Sparno, like kind of sitting on top of him.
Yeah, well, I see.
So that made it real funny. Number one, that he paid so much money for all this shit.
Yeah, some fat guy sitting next to me.
We look in the box next beside us.
No one there.
There's no one in it. So we look at each other. We have a few fucking tasty treats in this. Like I can make that fucking jump.
We jump over the front of the boxes. You know how boxes are like next to each other?
the ones up
So
in
we
space.
jump around the front of them. We're like hanging off the edge, like we could fall down and like down to the fucking
like
next
40
thing.
feet.
So we jumped across. Me and Seamus were in this box by ourselves. For some reason, the whole fridge is filled with beer.
Drinking beers.
We're having a blast.
Taking selfies and Sparno. We're like laughing at him,
Yeah.
sitting beside the big guy. And we had the best night ever. Put them in our pockets. Went home. But that was the only time all the fucking system gods that we probably won all together.
Yeah.
And probably the only time it'll ever happen because Sparno, I don't even know how you won that year.
I don't know.
Because you
But
are
McPhail.
one of the worst fantasy
McPhail,
players.
yeah. McPhail's
But
good.
McPhail's good with the waiver and shit.
Yeah,
I don't know how to
he's
do
good with that stuff.
And he's on top of it, especially in that league. You really need to be on
Yeah,
top
you
of
have
it.
to be on top of it. Yeah.
So I actually drafted that team.
and McPhail was
And
doing the
McPhail
rest.
did all the waiver and
Yeah.
shit.
And before I go on to the picks, I just wanted to ask Ryan here, do you have your own system when it comes to fantasy? Picking players or any particular...
Yeah, we got to get into that, man.
Yeah, and I mean, I know it's week 10, so talking about draft is a little, past tense, but
I love it.
Get into it. Fuck it.
with a lot of people when you draft is just like in gambling when you want to take a favorite. Like last week, everyone thought Buffalo was going to blow the Jets out of the water, so everyone's like all on Buffalo. Like and this year in fantasy, everyone's on Jonathan Taylor.
He's bad.
Najee Harris.
He's horrible.
DeAndre Swift. These were the big guys.
Swift's injured.
But if you think about it, in that first round, you would have been better off taking like Stephon Diggs, Jamar Chase, even though he's been injured.
Yeah.
Devontae Williams.
People don't want to take wide receivers. They got that in their head that they got to go running
Cooper
back.
Kupp.
Yeah, I'm always a big running back first guy.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not.
and you think you have to have that anchor of the running back.
Things have changed.
They've changed big
Changes
time.
every fucking 5 years. Goes from
Yeah.
running back heavy to wide receiver to fucking running back in.
The only thing saving me in our big league this year is I get drafted Ken Walker, like in
That's
the
awesome.
10th or
Your
11th
team's good.
round.
I have him.
And Jamal Williams, I think I got him like my very last pick of the draft.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He's playing.
Your team's good this year. You got a shot.
Yeah, well, and it's funny because I stick to my own system in every league I'm in,
system.
but my own league. I don't know if I get too excited, the nerves get to me, but I've honestly, of this 17 years we've been doing the New York Fantasy Football League, I've never won.
You've never won?
Never
You gotta
won.
win this time.
Really?
Never won.
Phil's been in what, 2 years and he's won.
I won
Yes. Well, and tell you the truth, he dominated last year because I'll never forget your team. And
It was crazy.
He was joked so hard at the draft.
Yeah.
Because
drafted
he
his team?
picked Cordell Patterson.
Patterson.
That's
And,
funny.
Jamar Chase. I had Jamar Chase late.
Jamar Chase. You picked
He's
T.
a rookie.
Higgins and Jamar
T.
Chase.
Higgins and Jamar Chase. They're both great last
Yeah,
year.
they both went
he
over
had,
1,000 yards, I think.
And James Conner.
Yes.
James Conner scored like fucking 19
Yeah,
touchdowns
yeah.
or something.
I had a
nuts.
real crazy team last year. I couldn't be beat.
And everybody, like, they were throwing shit at
Yeah.
you. Like, but then this guy comes out and you went wire to wire. It wasn't like you had a bad team in the beginning of the season. It just was so strong from the beginning to
Yeah,
the
the
end.
whole year. It was crazy.
It was no chance.
But you look good this year, too. My team sucks, man. Oh, my God.
But even you're saying that about not to fucking give. Well, the only time I'm going to give Vinny credit because Vinny won the Brazen League last year. This year he's fucking at bottom. But last year he grafted, and every pick we were like, "What is this fucking like 1999?" He was picking like Leonard Fournette in the first round.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
It's funny. Sometimes you make fun of people for their
Yeah.
draft, and they wound up doing
Those are the ones
good.
that win.
It's
Yeah.
always the way it is.
Yeah.
It's so funny, man.
So this week, what I was talking about with system is like you're dealing with all the bye weeks, and obviously injuries every year in football. But like the bye weeks, if you have this week is Baltimore and Cincinnati, so a lot of Lamar Jackson guys are out. In fact, that's me.
That's
and,
you, Sparno.
I am too.
and also since your
Joe Burrow.
your Bengals with Joe Burrow's out,
Higgins.
So like
Mixon.
a real
Yeah.
good thing to look at on the waiver to pick up a streamer is like look at your over and unders for who's like the highest over unders for that week that Vegas is putting out.
That's
And
good. Vegas knows.
And you just take a.
This week, the two highest over unders are actually Kansas City and Jacksonville. I think it's 50 and a half.
Okay.
And you have Trevor Lawrence is available in a lot of leagues. And then you have Miami and Cleveland, which Jacoby Brissett is available in a lot of leagues. And I think
available in every league.
I think that over under is like 48 and a half.
He's
So-
good.
He's going to have to throw as well.
He's underrated.
To keep up with fucking Tua.
And Jacoby Brissett's got 3 games to prove himself until
Deshaun
Deshaun
Watson
Watson
comes- yeah,
comes
yeah.
back. So that's kind of my sleeper system pick for this week and a bye week. And also I actually like 2 tight ends to stream this week is Cole Kmet and Greg Dulcich. They actually could be a good flex option too.
Yeah.
Do you do weekly fantasy or no?
See, I did when it first started, and when it
Yeah.
first started, I think
It
you
was
actually
great.
had a shot.
It was
Yeah.
fun.
But
when
it was
first
real
came
fun.
out, yeah.
Now it's played by fucking bots, I think, or fucking.
That's it.
It's
It's all-
Do you ever
it's
see
all
like the first 5
actuaries.
people all have the same name? You know what I mean? It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's a fucking like an hologram or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, because these guys also their computer will put in 500 entries.
Yes.
and
Tier 1.
They do all these just by percentages, and they're always the same guys that win.
It's
So it's
100%
not.
a bot. Yeah.
It goes back to having fun. Like daily fantasy,
Yeah, it's dead.
it's not fun.
It really isn't.
And the season long leagues, I actually play in a league called the NFFC, which is a national league from all over the country. And that's fun because it's against Sharks, but at the same time, it's not so much fun because you're not with people you know.
Yeah.
So, but it's big stakes. I've actually placed in that league a couple times, and I'm looking pretty good this year again in it. But it's like one of those, I say to myself, I'm never going to do it again. And then every year,
You do, yeah.
I'm that fantasy junkie, and I got to get it in.
Every year I say I'm going down to 3 leagues.
Yeah.
Every year I'm in 5.
And I end up in
Doesn't change.
6 leagues.
Doesn't fucking change.
Yeah.
I see you got a lot written down. You got anything else there? Go over?
Because
Because
you
we're going
know,
to get into your picks soon.
Yeah, that's
pretty
more
much
notes
it.
than all 3 of us
Yeah,
combined.
no, it's just more so like you hear these guys talk about fantasy all the time. Like I was telling you about Ken Walker and Jamal Williams, my
love
late round
Ken
picks.
Walker.
But like I like to target rookies and handcuffs later in the draft. I will tell you there was some misses this year too, like Naheem Harris, DJ Moore, Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis had like one big game.
I have all 3 of those players.
But these are
Yeah,
guys
DJ
that
Moore was
Really?
good last year. I had him
Yeah.
on my CBS team last
and
year.
Harris.
He was one
Harris
of the guys.
Harris. There's a I think his name's Warren. He's a backup to. He's going to take over that job. The backup
for
running
Najee
back Warren.
Harris. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, big time.
Might
And-
even happen. They just had their bye week. They might just hammer him this week.
It might even be this week,
Yeah,
yep.
why wouldn't they? Yeah, you know more about Pittsburgh than anyone here. I really think they're going to give him the fucking job.
Yeah, well, and not Pittsburgh's so stuck in they're stuck in the ground like they're very much in the Giants mindset, and I think the Giants finally got on. You know, Giants and Steelers never pick top rated quarterbacks.
Nah.
They always go with some guy that they think is going to service the team. And they did. The Steelers are the same way with their running backs, and you go through time with them. They've had some great ones, and they've had some really like just bad ones. And I think Najee is going to end up being one of those bad ones.
You know, it's one of those things though with fantasy. I mean, not with fantasy, with real life football. I feel like every running back that made it to the NFL is a freak of nature.
Oh God,
Oh,
yeah.
of course.
I feel like it's
Yeah.
all about the offensive line.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
That's
all,
big.
but for
It's
the
a
most
lot.
part, if you got a great offensive line, you could throw fucking anyone out there, running back wise, and they're going to be good.
Who was it? The Rams just won the Super Bowl last year. Their offensive line is decimated,
Yeah.
and their running backs suck.
Yeah.
Cam
Yeah.
Akers didn't want to play.
Where you see the difference in running backs is when you have a bad offensive line.
Yeah.
Like Saquon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Guys like that. I don't know.
There's those few special running backs that can make it happen, but they're usually in their first or second year too. If you
get older.
if you get guys down the line a little bit, they don't have that explosion to pop through like those small holes. And in the NFL, their guys are so fast. Like even if there is a gaping hole, it closes.
Oh.
So,
Even the D tackles are fucking running 4.8s now. It's insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
yeah, and but you know, I like your pick a lot with Jalen Warren. Actually, that's one of the guys I wrote down.
I like him a
I
lot,
would
right?
if he's available in your league,
Go get him.
I would stash him. Even if he doesn't play this week, he will because
Did you pick him up in the toddler league?
I picked up Beckham.
Oh, it's back on my.
What
cell
about
phone.
Beckham? What do you think? You think he's going to get on a team?
I think that would be against the system because he's one of
yeah.
those names. Like he's
Yeah.
that like
gotta
big
drop him.
name
I know.
that comes out there and like
What's he gonna do? Yeah, you might give you one
picked him up in the
good
toddler
week.
league.
if
Fuck
that-
it.
I
yeah.
picked him up in the draft, and I had him on my bench.
He's still sitting there the whole
No,
time.
I got rid of him now.
but he's one of those names that thinks is going to dazzle you and then
Yeah,
ends up
He
just
does.
not.
He does dazzle.
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
You're right about that. He has a name. That's it.
All right. Do you want to maybe? I suppose we'll move on to our picks, but maybe tasty treat it up first. Should
Yeah.
we?
Yeah, the
You
treat.
want
Oh,
the
yeah,
picks?
yeah.
let's
do it.
Yeah, brought some tasty treats for Ryan.
Tasty treats for Ryan. You can talk about it. I'm taking a piss.
So I got to go too, actually. But Ryan always wanted to open a cafe, right?
Yes.
I remember you always wanted to open. So I'm bringing the cafe to you.
Oh, that's
Bringing
nice.
the cafe to you here.
That's nice.
With the tasty treats. Let's get them over.
Yeah, I've always wanted to have one of those old Italian spots where the guys are playing like cards or something.
They're
out
playing
front.
Briscola.
Yeah.
Briscola in the fucking corner with the
Playing
Italian cards.
dominoes and playing like these.
You ever
little
play Italian
mini
cards?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah, me
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Pinochle, right? Pinochle.
Scopa and Briscola.
It's
two
funny.
games.
That's how in my household. That's how we grew up with nothing but cards and pastries.
Things like this,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So perfect.
I used to work at a card game around here and play all those stupid kiddie games. Pinochle,
Yeah.
Scala, and then there's another one.
Yeah, coffee.
My grandmother made up so many variations of pinochle too. It's not
Yeah.
even funny.
So we got coffee and tasty treats. So my mom always, I went to the place in right here in Tuckahoe. It's called Nutmeg. It's a good spot. Everyone goes there for their tasty treats. Yeah, just
That's for
yeah,
it.
it's
Give it a
fine.
little shot.
Yeah. So we got the thumbprints. My mom makes these for Christmas every year.
These are great.
It's like the thumbprint with raspberry.
good.
I don't know what those are, but they looked good. And then this is like a lemon bar and an apple cinnamon or an apple caramel bar. I just cut them up into pieces.
Awesome.
For us. Apples. It's an apple caramel thing. It looks good, and the lemon bar is really nice too.
I love apple. Oh, you some coffee too? Wash it down?
When you went to the bathroom, I said Ryan always wanted to open a cafe.
Oh,
So I told him bring the cafe to him.
that's real good.
Is it good? All right, so let's go.
Soft.
Let's dig in. System.
Yeah.
All right, we're back from our tasty treat. It was great. Nutmeg and Tuckahoe. Really nice pastries. I noticed they actually had some empanadas in there. It's the first time I've ever been in there.
Oh, yeah?
They actually got some sandwiches too, which I would never known because it's a bakery, but it looks good.
Try them next week, maybe?
Am I trying next
a
week?
pre-show meal?
Yep.
I'm in.
Oh yeah, we could do that instead
I'm
of the Tuckahoe Station Cafe, which we always go
Well,
to.
they have the best coffee, but it's about
They
it.
have the best coffee, but I'm done with their sandwiches, to be honest. Coffee, great. Can't emphasize how good their coffee
I know,
is.
the coffee's so good. Best in town.
All right, so Ryan, now that you're fucking filled up, maybe you'll be able to do some of our choices. I'm sure you are. We know you watch this show, so got to give a shout out to Alir. So Alir is finally our first guest to go 4-0.
Finally, and
the
you know
celebrity
why?
kicks.
Because
He used the secret
he
system.
caught us doing the system.
I was going to say there was a video floating around the interweb that apparently Alir was spying on our system
He
meeting.
spied on us.
I
We
had
didn't
no
know.
idea. So
Unbelievable.
there could be, we might put an asterisk. I'm going to put an asterisk beside
he was
that.
on
It's-
steroids.
It's 4-0. So hopefully, if Ryan goes an actual proper 4-0, Ryan's by the book. So I know he wasn't fucking spying us.
Yeah, he's not spying on us, this guy.
So this was a real stretch this week, Ryan. I didn't know how to pick the teams for you. So Phil, let me know your last name is Tarantino. So you're the third most famous Tarantino I know after Quentin Tarantino and Juliana Tarantino for The Brazen Fox. Hi, Jules. But I don't know where Jules was born. So I know what Quentin Tarantino was born in Knoxville, Tennessee. So we're going to pick a few teams from Tennessee.
All right.
Okay, so I know you don't really have any interest in the college, but I give you two college teams anyway. So Thursday, you have a chance by the time the show comes out, you might be 1-0. So on Thursday, Tulsa is college football, play Memphis, and Memphis are minus 6.5 point favorites. So based on your limited knowledge of college football, do you think Memphis will cover the 6.5 point spread?
Well, so that ingrained way of thinking of gambling, my knee-jerk reaction is to automatically pick Memphis. So Tulsa would be the pick.
There you go. That's real good. I like you thinking the way I'm thinking. All right, and then we're going to go for a Saturday is Missouri, and they're playing Tennessee. So Tennessee just coming off that big loss to Georgia, and Tennessee are 20.5 favorites. So they just lost, and now they're a big 20.5 favorites against Missouri, who it's an SEC matchup.
And it's an SEC matchup.
And are they at home?
Tennessee is at home.
Yeah.
Tennessee is home. So I'm going to go with Tennessee.
Yeah.
I like that.
Again,
would've
that's
done that
another. Yeah.
That's system.
Especially after the
That's-
loss against Georgia.
The loss against Georgia and giving you a fucking 20.5 line.
Yeah, against another SEC team that's pretty
Something's
good.
not right with that one.
It smells fishy.
Stafford.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll go to NFL, something you actually do know about. And the two teams are the Tennessee Titans, obviously, is Tennessee. So Tennessee Titans are at home to the Broncos, and the Titans are -3. If you need
That's
to-
a tough one.
It's
I
tough.
gotta
Broncos
tell ya,
just coming
that's
off a
tough
bye, by
one.
the way.
Yeah, and the
Titans
Broncos
just
are
lost
just
by overtime to the Chiefs.
Broncos are so bad.
Yeah, I know.
They're really bad.
Such a trap line.
It is. I would steer clear of that game. But
Well,
at
unfortunately, you don't have that option.
gun to head, my gut tells me to take Tennessee, so that means I need to take Denver.
No, is he Tennessee?
No, no,
no, he's taking
Broncos.
Broncos.
Take
Yeah,
the Broncos.
Broncos,
That's system.
beautiful.
That's
That's
actually
really
the Broncos
good.
system this week. So
Oh, good.
bet.
Yeah, it is. That's
Yeah.
yeah, it is system. And the final one is, I think it came out earlier in the show that you're a big Steelers fan. So the Saints Steelers are at home to the Saints, and the Saints being away are -2.5. That's the same Saints team we just watched get demolished by Baltimore. And the second thing is, before you give me the pick, can you tell us what the fuck's going on with the Steelers this year? What is?
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second.
I'll try to make this as brief as possible. I am a diehard Steeler fan. I was born right outside of Pittsburgh.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
In the 70s, so I was raised on the real Steel Curtain. I went through all the great years, even in the 90s, with Neil O'Donnell, Cordell Stewart.
Before my time.
Yeah, but it's been a good ride with the Steelers, but the last, I'd say, 7 years have been so disappointing. And like they hung their hat on Ben, and now they just went away from the defensive plan. And there's been a lot of picks like Bush, who's just been a bust, who's our inside linebacker, and but the Steelers are they're in a bad shape. They really are, and they're coming off this bye. And I'll tell you a sneaky fantasy play is actually I picked up the New Orleans defense because
really?
I see Pickett throwing a couple to the wrong team this week, and there's a good chance for a pick 7.
Maybe a little defensive touchdown in the old FanDuel
Wow.
as well.
It'd be a nice little fancy.
It's a little Ryan
gonna be,
treat for you.
that's gonna be plus 600 at least, I could say.
At
A
least.
defensive touchdown.
And
Easily.
it hurts my soul, but I'm going to take New Orleans.
Wow. Hey, listen, this guy's so system. He can't even bet his own team.
He's
I like
like,
it.
look,
I like that one a lot.
You're like me. I
That's
would
like
do
us betting
I
the
would do this-
Jags.
and I would go against Bengals. I go against Bengals all the time.
I will tell you the best week I've had so far betting was actually when the Steelers played the Eagles, and it was one of your picks was the Eagles. So
All right.
that was one of my biggest weeks.
And you took the Eagles as well.
I sure did.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
like you said. You got to get your ego. You got to get your heart out of it. It sucks sometimes.
It's hard.
but
It's
that's-
really hard to do that.
It's hard.
The first time you can bet against your own team is like one step towards being system.
Oh yeah, it's like a 12-step program.
Yeah.
Once you get on that one step,
And it's not
We give you a
fun.
pamphlet.
It's not fun until at the end when you're like, oh shit, my account looks
where
great.
where do you, how do you balance that? How much money is enough?
But it's hard to watch my Steelers right now. It's it's I shouldn't be so greedy because they had so many good years, but now they're just I don't think they're getting good anytime soon.
You're,
Yeah, it
you're
could be
going
a
the
while.
reverse, yeah, because I'm a Bengals fan, so I'm now living the glory days of Angelo, who loves the Ravens. So we're big fucking AFC North guys. We're living our good life, and you're
Yeah, I think
going to be down with the Browns for a while, pal.
that division is going to be dominated by the Bengals and the
Ravens,
Ravens,
right, yeah.
and I think Cleveland's actually more on the come up than the Steelers are.
Well, I think that all depends on where Lamar Jackson goes after this season.
True,
Is that-
that's
that's
so
it?
true.
Yeah, he's a free agent after this season. So if they don't pick him up, you know, I hear a lot of rumors about the Giants.
G-Man, I was going to say the
I
same
don't
thing.
know, but I like Danny
That'd be
Dimes. I'll
crazy.
keep him.
Danny Dimes is definitely
I've
fucking
always been a
playing
Danny
way
Dimes
better.
guy.
Yeah.
Even in the shitter, I stuck to Danny Dimes.
He's
Daniel
turning my head.
Jones.
This year, he's actually turned my opinion because I didn't like him at all.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Well, all right, Ryan. It was great
Ryan,
having you on
well,
the show, man.
Great
Thanks for
having
coming.
me. Thanks,
Pleasure,
thanks for
brother.
having me.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Hope we can come back.
Yeah, we'll have him back in the fantasy show.
Yeah, we'll bring him in
next
in the summer.
July.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
All right, and we're back. I want to thank Ryan for coming on the show. As always, we're filming live here from Growlers Beer and Bistro in Tuckahoe, New York. That's Phil, Davey, and a shout out to George as well. Come down, good beers, good food, good people. Sparny, you like it?
Yeah, great location, nice parking.
Great
Oh, the
spot.
par-
the parking,
parking's
forget about
great.
it.
Parking's
You
awesome.
park it for days. You never
Just come
know.
for
You
the
can leave it
parking.
here. Yeah, John, just leave it here.
Car here for weeks.
Yeah, you can leave your car all night, all week for all I care. Who cares? Also, I wanted to mention we're bringing back the Gauntlet this year. We just talked about the Gauntlet with
fantasy.
Ryan. We're going to try to bring it back next season. 24-team league, maybe 20 at the least. So honestly, we might not get enough guys. So if any of you out there are interested in joining the Gauntlet, hit us up in the DM, and we'll all be in it.
Yeah.
And it's a great league, and it's fun, and it's crazy.
Because Gauntlet, I think it ended in 2019, maybe right before COVID or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know about you boys, but I've made enough enemies in the past couple of years that we might lose a few guys.
Oh, yeah.
So there's definitely an opening there. If you like fantasy, you like good crack, you like Phil.
Yep.
Probably not.
That's
But,
the least of your reasons to join the league.
All right, so let's go to the pickle.
The second favorite part of the show.
Second favorite.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
sorry. Take 'em away.
Yeah, Sparno, you're
All
up.
right.
Barno,
Sorry.
you're up.
We got
Mr.
Thursday night football.
You're going early?
We're going early.
Oh,
This is Falcons versus the Panthers. I'm going with the Panthers +3. The Falcons actually pretty good. They've been beating everybody. They already beat the Panthers already in overtime.
Falcons
Okay.
are better than I thought.
And Panthers suck. They got lucky against the Bucks. It should be really 1-8. They're 2-7 right now.
Oh, really?
And I mean, I have one thing to say about this
What is it?
system. All right, guys, take
Why
the
did you-
Panthers. They're winning +3. Take them.
Thursday night.
Why didn't you say so? Very system. I
right,
like
nice.
that, bro.
That's my first
Want to
one.
know? Want to know where the show comes
now,
out?
I want to know.
Wow.
Now we got Saturday day. Kansas City State versus Baylor. Baylor's -2.5. And this is a Philly special.
Philly,
K-State's
Philly.
ranked 19. Baylor's unranked. KC looks really good. They got the best running back in the league, Mr. Deuce Vaughn.
Big Deuce.
Big Deuce.
He's awesome.
Doing
he is
great.
Great to watch.
Him and there's a guy. Where is he from? Bowser. Who's he playing for?
UCF.
UCF.
Bowser's
they're
good.
my two
I like
favorite-
Bowser's his name.
Bowser and Deuce are the
Yes.
two best
Those
running
guys are
backs in
definitely getting
college.
drafted.
Yes, so I like Baylor here, -2.5. Philly special system. That's all I got to say about that one.
Very
So now
simple.
2-0.
Wow, that is
Thanks
very simple.
And then the last one, I got UCF +2 versus Tulane, another Philly special. UCF is ranked 22, Tulane's 17. Tulane is dominant. They're in a 5-game winning streak. They're looking good. Everyone's going to take Tulane. I'm going UCF, Philly special,
Philly,
system.
System.
Went for 2 Phillies.
Plain and simple.
Very simple.
Yeah, just real quickly, I do like your Baylor bet. Baylor Bears.
Oh, yeah.
I like them a
Yeah,
lot.
the Baylor
That's-
Bears, yeah.
Let's not wreck the system. I know I'm.
I was going to go second.
No, I don't want to. Look, we're in a fucking. There's a rotation. There's
That's
a
true.
chain of command. I'm not going to ruin that thing. I think I was just a dummy week by you. So I'll go up. My first game is it's an early game, 12 o'clock on a Saturday. It's LSU, the number ranked 7 LSU against Arkansas, and
Let me say something here. I know all you out there, some of you have been asking me, what are your favorite picks? I'm telling you right now, this is the pick of the week.
That's it. What else do I got to say?
This is the pick of the week.
But really, as I said, you look, the public's all over LSU. They just beat fucking Bama. Oh, but fucking Bama. Everyone thinks they're great. We know they're not as good as they are. Arkansas, they just lost a fucking shitty Liberty team. Mm-hmm. Liberty's quarterback, we don't even know because the main guy, Willis, is now playing for fucking
He's playing on Titans.
Yeah. Why that? So LSU are actually 7-2 and Arkansas are 5-4. Why fucking it's a 3-point
Makes no sense.
It just smells fucking fishy. I should wear my
Snapper?
fishy, a snapper fucking shirt. I'm gonna wear my fishy shirt next week, and you'll know why. But it's the fishiest line of the day.
That's
and
the
there's
pick of the week.
Also 2 super secret system reasons. 2 of them.
Wow.
If you're making parlays, ladies and gentlemen, make sure Arkansas is in it on Saturday.
You got to get up early. 12
right.
o'clock. Sparno sleeps into fucking 12:30 every Saturday. Misses
I
all
set
the
my
12.
alarm.
Misses all the 12 o'clock games unless you bet them
Sometimes.
the day before, which I hope you do. Okay, next one. We've been at 3:30 Masters for the last forever basically, but I think I'm the only 3:30 pick this week.
Yeah, crazy.
And it's North Texas are playing UAB. UAB are -5.5. I'm taking UAB. UAB are in a 3-game losing skid. I just don't understand why they're the favourites in this game. North Texas beat Florida International last week. That's the best team in the CUSA they're in, the Conference USA. So people are going to be all over North Texas. Not to go with LeBron in this, but there's not 1, not 2, but 3 super secret reasons.
Oh my gosh.
And you know what? I know you don't want me doing this, but I'll give away one of the secret reasons.
Oh, jeez.
One of the secret reasons is that the UAB stands for the University of Alabama in Birmingham. Actually used to have a TSC treat who went there. So that's one of the secret reasons why I'm taking UAB.
Wow.
So take that to the bank. I'm 2-0. I promise, take my words to the bank. I'm going 3-0 this week.
Right.
Final pick is, because I always mess up in the NFL, but not this week. I'm going the Cowboys. I think it's 4 o'clock game. Maybe it's 1 o'clock. Whatever it is anyway. Cowboys are playing the Packers. The Cowboys are -5. I'm taking the Green Bay Packers. The Cowboys are off a bye. They're well rested. They're not sleepy. There's not one sleeping player in that team. Mike McCarthy is the coach of the Cowboys. So you know he's the ex-coach of the Green Bay Packers all week, all bye week.
Everyone knows. Oh, he knows about the Packers.
He's got 2 weeks to prepare for them. He's gonna fucking get revenge. Yada yada yada. Packers are dead and buried. I didn't even
They
realize
suck.
they've lost the last 5 games in a row. They started the season 3-1.
Yeah.
And now they're 3-6. They lost. I didn't know they lost the last 5 games.
They
in a
lost
row.
to the fucking Giants,
Jets.
the Jets,
Commanders.
the Commanders. Oh my God, that's
The
disgusting.
Lions last week.
Lions.
The lowly Lions.
The Lions, that's right.
We love the Commanders anyway.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, everyone thinks he's fucking done. He's blaming everybody. I think a couple of weeks ago he actually blamed the system at one stage. So, as I said, no one's on the Packers. Give me that +5. I would probably think the Cowboys win by a field goal.
Yeah.
But that guaranteed. Guaranteed. 3-0.
Wow.
I like
Alright,
it.
and you wanna come
This is
3-0
the
train?
9-0 show, folks.
Yes.
9-0. Okay,
It's
I
coming.
went 1-2 last week. First time of the season. I'm coming back with a 3-0.
The bag of shame humbled you.
I
humbled?
praised the system gods all night. I think I sacrificed my
system
pinky
gods.
toe just so I could become 3-0 again. My first game is UNC versus Wake Forest. Wake Forest screwed me last week. I'm giving them redemption.
Demon Deacons.
Coming back, Wake Forest -3.5. UNC's ranked 15. They're 8-1. They're on a 5 games winning streak. They look dominant. Wake Forest, on the other hand, 2-game losing streak. They're unranked, and it's a Philly special.
Philly.
What more you want?
Really special system.
Is there? Yeah. What is it?
Honestly, we're losing things to say because we already given half this shit away to you guys.
Yeah.
So honestly, if you don't get it by now, you can never get it. Wake Forest, 1-0.
Piss off.
Second game, a big Texas game. TCU versus Texas Longhorns. TCU is ranked number 4. Texas is ranked number 18. This is the biggest Philly special I've ever seen in my life. There's no chance Texas is
Philly
not
of the
covering this
season?
game.
Oh.
Texas is ranked
-7?
Texas is -7 in this game. TCU is 9-0. They're probably the best team in the world. Why are they +7 against Texas?
ESPN were slurping TCU so much this week.
This makes zero
They
sense.
think they're going to make the top 4.
They're not making
They are
the top
number 4.
four.
They think they're making
You
the
know
playoffs.
why they're not making the
They're
top
not gonna
4?
stay there.
Because
of
they're
this
losing
game.
this game.
Thank you.
By a lot. Texas is 6-3. They're ranked 18. It's a Philly special. Plus, there's a secret reason. And has nothing to do with a tasty treat.
Oh,
all right.
well, I'm not interested.
And you know what? I always go 2 college and 1 NFL. I finally lost my first Monday night game of the season. We finally lost the parlay on Monday night.
Oh.
I'm coming with 3 college games.
Oh.
3 college games instead.
You're butthurt over the Monday Night Football?
I am very, very upset. Monday Night Football. I'm never betting it again.
You're done for me.
There we go.
13-1 in Monday Night Football. Fuck
It's over. All right, so we got Kansas versus Texas Tech. Texas Tech is -4. Kansas just whooped number 18 ranked Oklahoma State. They played great teams all year, and they've been doing really good. Texas Tech, 2-game losing streak, playing bad against good teams. It's just system.
That's all it is.
System, folks. It's all it is. Okay? There's also a secret reason in this game, too.
Oh,
Boom.
why didn't you say so? The good thing about you, did you say that?
3-0.
9-0.
And all your games are at 7 o'clock. Is that correct or no?
All at 7
7:30.
o'clock. So you know what I'm going to do? For those who watch this podcast,
Parlay that
we
shit.
love it. We love you. For
Parlay
those who
it.
don't watch this podcast, I'm putting on the Instagram, watch the damn podcast for your picks.
And
at
you're
7.
never going to see it. And
All
don't
right?
text me because I'm not
Yeah,
fucking
don't
telling you.
text
You
us.
keep texting me after. You text Shane, you're texting Sparno. What's the picks? Watch the goddamn podcast. You think we just do this for fun?
Oh, not this rant again. But the good thing is, you've got 3 teams spawn. I think one of yours might be at 7:30.
They went 7.
This one of them, I thought one of them was. Whatever, anyway. 3, I'm parlaying them, and I don't even like parlays
Actually,
that much.
7 o'clock. This is the best 7 o'clock we've ever seen
Ever.
for college football.
Usually we do a lot of 12
We're going to have
threes.
maybe 5-6 picks at 7.
Yeah.
Maybe
Because
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
It's going to be a good Saturday.
Not for people who don't watch the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
You'll
Let's
never
get
know.
into our favorite part of the show. We know, look, Sparno, he's starting to be system. He's went fucking 2-1 the last 3
Yeah,
weeks.
he's really getting good
with
at
this
this.
fade to Sparno shit. Luckily, 2 weeks ago, we actually took both his losses as bets. We didn't do that last week. This week, me and Seamus really sat down with Sparno. We
did.
told
Yeah,
him.
we had to
told
go
him.
back to your roots.
We said,
We
look,
gotta-
Sparno,
good talking to.
Got to get you back. Get you back into your ways, your old ways. You
All
got to
right.
stop,
I
too
hit him
much.
over the head with a fucking hammer.
Look at him.
That's back to basics, Angelo. That's what he needed.
We hit him with a club.
Yeah.
He was hard again.
He's getting too big for his brisses.
All right.
But all right, so let's get our little music up. The robot went down very well last week, by the way. I'm not doing it again this week. And here we go.
Time for Fade the Sparno. Everyone fade the Sparno. Hey, look, there's Mike Sparno. Give us some loose today. Hey!
Is that the Drake dance? I thought it was my own dance.
Oh, that was the hotline bling.
I saw a soccer player do
Hotline
it.
bling.
There's a guy,
Yes, it was.
the guy Griezmann for Atletico Madrid. When he scores, he does it.
That's probably what it is.
Oh,
That's probably the Drake dance.
It's now known as the Seamus dance. Thank you. All right, let's fade the
Drake
Sparno.
who? We're system.
I'm trying to go back to my roots here, all right? I'll move back to my over-unders I like.
Do I need to hit you in the head again?
No.
Okay.
So I'm back to my roots here. I told you before, I like very high overs.
Oh, it's over and under.
So I got the first one, SMU versus South Florida. The over-under 72. Last week, SMU played Houston.
Oh, yeah.
It was 77-63.
Imagine you the pocket last week going
got
over. It's going to go over 100. I'm like, I'll leave the show.
200. Almost 200.
I think
insane.
it was like 60
That's
to
160 or
40
something.
at first half. It was something like that.
Well, I wasn't paying
insane.
attention to that game at all.
So if they got over on their own. It's only 72. They scored 77 last week and gave up 63 points.
Now we're talking.
Ah,
This
nah,
is
he's
it.
back.
Now we're talking.
You know what? I don't feel bad about that beating I give you.
All right. So that's the first over. The second one again, UNC and Wake Forest.
Wake Forest, yeah.
Another
Over
over?
77. Another over. Again, neither team plays defense. They both suck. Every game, they get 30s and 40s and give up 30, 40 points. Mm-hmm. Every game they get. So that's going to be an easy over. That's that. So now I'm 2-0. The next one now, I don't know about you guys. I'm betting the Bears -3.
The
playing
Bears.
Lions. I became a Bears fan after the Jacksonville trip.
Oh,
I don't
how
know about
could
you
you not?
guys. I really did.
That game
Yeah,
was
they got
awesome.
The good Hubert, the great fan at Jacksonville.
The Bears.
Yeah.
So
that's what
I,
I'm saying.
I really like the Bears, even though they haven't won a game since that Monday we were at Jacksonville.
What's the line in that game?
3.
Bears are favourite?
Bears are favored by 3 at home
Oh, wow.
versus the Lions. The Lions are horrible.
Shit, I kind of like that a wee bit. 'cause of the
So
Bears.
I just like the Bears.
Lions assistant.
They lost 2 in a row.
Oh, Lancer system.
So, all right,
And what does that say?
we're just getting started.
No contacts.
All right, folks, that's episode 12. Thanks for watching.
System. If you want to watch us on YouTube, obviously we love YouTube. Keep the
YouTube.
subscriptions coming up.
Yep. We got
Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube.
the Apple Podcasts.
I did actually listen to. I was in the gym this morning. I listened to one on Spotify. It's not bad.
Okay, cool.
Great sound clarity.
And also, look, I know you guys. We put that clip out. A lot of you trying to donate now. I think some people did, right?
Yeah, I'm checking it right now.
Angela, yeah, here we go.
Wow.
Gotta give a shout out to.
Shout out.
You already know.
So actually, one of you guys asked me to raise the donation limit. We actually only had a $20 limit. Thank you. That was shit. What's his name?
Matt.
No,
Matt.
he's always
said that?
Goldie.
Goldie.
Goldie, yeah, Goldie, yeah, Goldie. He's one of our hardcore followers.
Yeah.
I think he follows every single bet.
He does. He really
He's
Good
very
dude.
interactive.
Yeah, he actually texted us to raise the limit because we could only donate $20. We
Wow.
want to donate more. So thank you for him.
Yeah, thank you, Goldie.
Appreciate it. Yeah, so in the link in our bio in Instagram, you can click that and donate us some money after a big week. And look,
This is gonna be a big week.
Here comes another big week. We're hot. Stay hot. Take all the bets. November is the month. All right, folks. System.
System.